What's going on out there, YouTube? This is SEL0320. I'm back at it again for a brand new TV review of the show Gotham. So, as y'all know, I'm a little late. As you can see, is when this actually been put up. I'm just not recording today. It's Wednesday. No, it's actually not even Wednesday. It's Thursday. Monday was the brand new episode, aired 8 o'clock. Tonight is another series that I really love, Vampire Diaries. That's coming on 8 o'clock tonight. But I've been so boggled down that I haven't even been able to compile my review for the iPhone. I haven't been able to compile my other reviews that I've actually done and pre-done. I just haven't done anything with them as far as the editing process. I haven't even touched my computer for 3 days because I've been so boggled down with work. But finally, I'm able to get to y'all and talk to y'all about it. The name of this title of this episode was Selina Kyle. So, coming off the gate from this one, just so y'all know, there's gonna be some spoiler alerts because I have to be able to talk about the first one to be able to continue talking about the second one. So, the end of the first one, what ended up happening was Jim Gordon, he was implicated and he was about to be killed. Carmine Falcone, well, the Falcones, he was about to actually take them out, him and his partner Bullock, but he was spared. But in order for him to do that, Bullock told him, look, you're gonna have to kill Oswald Cobblepot, or what we know of the Penguin, in cold blood, dump his body in the water, XYZ. But all these things were building up, like the things that was going on with the mental capacity of Bruce and his relationship with Gordon was really good, well done build up. What was actually happening on the undercurrent of the fact that Selina Kyle witnessed this, you know, and actually saw it. And then on top of that, Gordon is faced with the opposition and the fact that every person that he knows is completely corrupt. Every down to the judges, to the police squad, to everyone. And so it's like, if you've looked at the year one cartoon, or if you've read the comics, and you know that there's no way out of it, you know what I'm saying? So it's just really well done how at the end, like, Gordon spared Cobblepot's life, but at what expense? Because as soon as Cobblepot got to shore, there was somebody just eating a sandwich and fishing, and I think he had like maybe a tuna fish sandwich. Of course, nod to him being the Penguin. He just eats it and then kills the guy. So he's got a fixation for knives. Of course, we know it's in umbrellas. And so the episode builds off of that and starts off with Cobblepot walking and he's interacting with these other characters. And they say something to him looking like a penguin. They're done. They're done. And it builds off of that. It goes into a couple different DC villains. Some of the two villains tonight, they got A-list actors to play the actors, or to play the characters, but it was all off of, what was it? It wasn't the Collector. What was the villain's name? But it's a major villain. I forgot his name. But he played a central role in the 52 comics because he was one of the ones that I think tore off the Joker's face and showed it to him, but I can't remember his name. Anyway, getting to the actual story, the meat of the story, and how I actually thought about it. So the visuals is no different. Like the grittiness of Gotham City is really done really well again in this one. As far as how they interact with the world, with the characters, I felt that it was really well placed in certain scenes. Now, I'll say this, Jada Pinkett's character of Fish Maloney, how she played her role in this one, I liked better than I did the first one. I thought the first one had certain cliche moments, but I think when she interacted with Falcone and she was kind of in her element, like, she thrived. I think that Jada is in love with this role, and I think she plays it to a T very well. Some people will say, well, she doesn't play this, but how do you expect for a female to play a gangster, to play a mobster? Even whatever the race or whatever, like, how are they supposed to play a mobster? It has to be a flair to the character, you know? When it's a guy playing a mobster, he can go from what we've seen in the current, but she's doing something that transcends that. We haven't seen like a mobster on a female protagonist role, and so I think it's done very delicately, but it's very intense when she's actually really in it. I really like how she played a role and the different things that are happening and what she's planning. One of the things that I'll say about this is kind of a spoiler, is that a lot of times you'll see her doing like this, tilting her hair. That assures me that she's got some weave. That's not her actual hair. But the fact, if you actually know, the White Shark is played by, actually it's supposed to be a male character, but the fact is, she said a comment, she said, when the time comes, I'm gonna kill this man. I'm gonna beat him with my bare hands and I'm going to bite him. Now, the character, the White Shark, he has like his incisors are like razor sharp, and he's kind of looks very weird. I don't know if that's where they're going for and push her character into that, but the fact if she's already bald and she's talking about this, you can tell she's got some serious stuff in her. But then she's playing roles in different characters, such as like with the Penguin or Oswald Cobblepot. His story was fleshed out very well in the sense that he's very desperate. He doesn't know where he's gonna go with stuff, and so where that's gonna go, I think that his story actually has the most meat of where things are gonna go. But when I saw the interaction of Bullock and Gordon, I like certain moments, and they're playing the characters very well. They're playing them to the T of how the characters are, their inhibitions, their reactions, their interactions. That's done very well and very delicately. But when they're playing in the scenes or the scripting, sometimes it just doesn't make sense for the scene. Like for this one, it's really supposed to be surrounding Selina Kyle and what's happening to the youth. And I think a lot of the youth are being abducted for unforeseen reasons. Some of them are being killed, and it's very gritty, very dark. But the way that Gordon interacts with the crime scene versus the way that Bullock does is conducive of how their characters are, but it's unrealistic how they would react to each other. Like sometimes like they kind of be like they about to brawl, and then they would stop and reserve back and then help each other out or whatever. And I mean, honestly, if I knew for a second that a man that I'm working next to was possibly gonna kill me, I think I'm gonna be a one-track way. Now Gordon's character, he's not gonna back down from anybody. He's gonna play the role until the time comes. Bullock's character is just a roughneck, a gruff, but he has a good heart, you know? And so they're playing the characters right, but I feel like the way that they're interacting with each other is not necessarily accurate or believable. But then I have to be brought full circle that these are comic book characters. This is a comic book based world. And the way that Christopher Nolan fleshed it out so well is because he had the characters not have all these different superpowers and all these different kind of weird quirks. Like he added the characters of their own on his adaptational terms. So it's like with this, I feel like this is more so trying to keep it to the standard, stand to the mythos, but this is just the precursor. And so everything still is going to be the same. It's not going to be dubbed down in any way. And so I think that we're going to have some of these kind of corny kind of quips and whatnot. But any comic book fan, any 52 fan, or anybody from the DC universe that y'all really remember, I think they're going to flesh the characters out very properly. And I think they're going to keep levels of drama and comedy mixed into it, very griff and very dark. But there's going to be some scenes that are not going to work, or not gonna be believable in the sense of what we've seen from primetime television that are so gritty and dark, such as like The Shield, you know what I'm saying? Like when things go down, like in the city, like it's dark, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even with Arrow, like the Oliver Queen of the comic books is not the same Oliver Queen that Stephen Amell plays. Like when Oliver Queen, the comic books, like he'll joke about how he's gonna go and do this and do that. He's just really cunning and really sarcastic, like. But this one, he's just a roughneck. He will take you out, but he has a reserve because he knows who he is, you know. And I think that's gonna be a central thing that's gonna differentiate different people that are gonna like this series and are not. Some people that I've talked to specifically, like they're saying, well, this is really corny. Like I don't understand why you're liking this. For me, I see the direction of where this is all going. I see that this is just awesome eye candy for any person that knows each one of these characters. And so for Gordon and Bruce, which I'm gonna go and end on this review for, I think that the fact that Gordon now has secured his place as being like kind of the narc within everything, because they believe that he took out Cobblepot, and they believe he's gonna follow through with whatever needs to be done. He's with the program, so to speak. And that lie, I think, is going to define him. I think it's going to bring him down so dark that he's going to have to be taken out of it for some reason, you know. Another thing is that his interaction with Bruce, even the character plays Alfred, they do such, every scene with Bruce and Gordon in it, and Alfred, I think is the best of the series. I think so far, these 2 episodes, those are the meat of the story that I see. The little boy that's playing Bruce Wayne, he plays it so well. He's talking about trying to conquer his fears, and he's doing all these different things. And I mean, you have to think about it. This man just saw, this little boy saw his parents die in front of him. So most people would be not only getting psychological help, but also they would be distraught. And he's not getting either one. What he's getting, he's talking to a man that's gone through the death of his own father, and he's gone to a man that was a soldier that's now his butler, and he's never even dealt with a child before. And so is he really getting the help that he needs? We don't know, but all these things, they're gonna play the most role of him being the man that we know as Batman. And to me, that transcends all the issues that I see in the film, because I think they can flesh out all the problems. Now, some people have said that they're really worried that Fox grabbed this because Fox has a tendency of taking a series, and before it even gets into the pinnacle of where it's supposed to be, they just cut it like that. And I'm worried about that as well. I'm worried that the other demographic of people that see this is kind of corny and not as fast as they want to be fleshed out. Like, when is he going to be the Batman? Like, the second season, he's going to be 3 years later. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to go and maneuver this progressively. But I see that the way they're treating the character so delicately, this is going to take some time. And it has to be treated that way, you know. The other thing that I don't know if I liked or didn't like is Selina Kyle in this. I loved when Selina Kyle or Catgirl or Selina, they never even said her full name, Selina Kyle, even though the name of the title is Selina Kyle. When she talks and when she moves and when she interacts, like, and when she fights, she is gritty. Like, she did some terrible things to some people, and she got out of some hairy situations. So she embodies that role. She does really good when she's actually in the role. But when she doesn't talk, and when people are interacting with her, it's really strange, you know. And I don't know why they wouldn't go more into her backstory. If they named the title Selina Kyle, why not go more into her backstory versus talking about all this other kind of stuff? When they were talking about the orphans being taken and stuff like that, they could have taken a sidestep of talking about Cobblepot and left him to the third episode, in my opinion, and talk more about, okay, what's going on with her, like, how did she get into this situation, like, why is she jumping and doing all these different things, like. And then the trump card is the end. When she's talking to Gordon at the end, I'm like, whoa, that's a straight build off for the third one, which that's what I like about the show. Like, it is a downward spiral, but at the same time, it brings you full circle back to what happened in the first episode. And the first episode defines the series, you know? And if you didn't like the first episode, then you might like this episode a little bit more, but then at the same time, you're gonna be kind of on the fence with it, which I've heard most of my friends are on the fence about it. I have a lot of confidence in this just because of how it's being treated. It's treated very delicately based on the comic books and the implication that what we're gonna see is the birth of the villains and the heroes. It's not just gonna be the birth of Jim Gordon and Bruce Wayne, but how do these psychologically imbalanced people become the villains that we know? You know, like the pure evil, you know, that they're gonna be at their core. You see different glimpses of it, but I don't know. It's right now, it's very kind of subtly done. Like, even when I saw, I think, Edward Nygma, and you kind of just saw there's something seriously off about him, and he's working in the Gotham PD, you're like, whoa, you know? So for me, I give this episode a 8.0 or 8 out of 10. I won't give it a 9 like I did the first episode. I don't think it was better than the first episode, but there were certain things I liked about this episode more than I did the first. And not just that, it didn't drown me out with so many different things that I was like, where is this coming from? This is totally from left field. But yeah. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed the episode 2. If you have not seen it yet, definitely go to, I think, the fox.com / Gotham, and definitely go and check it out. I think if you have Hulu Plus, this also should be up there as well. But yeah, look for my iPhone review to come up possibly today as well. Oh, and this. If you can see this, I have officially chosen what character I'm gonna be at New York Comic Con. John Stewart. Y'all heard it first. John Stewart. I'm gonna be training. I'm gonna be getting my costume ready. I'm gonna be getting the color contacts. I'm gonna be completely John Stewart. In brightest day. In darkest night. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this review. If you have any comments, please leave them down in the discussion bar below. I'd love to talk to y'all about it. Please subscribe if y'all are new to the channel. I'm gonna actually try to do a trailer review, or not a trailer review, but I'm gonna try to do like a trailer for the main channel for any of y'all that don't know anything about about me. And also the question and answer video is coming, I promise you. Just me and Joe's schedules have been conflicting. As you can see, he's not here to do the review with me. I don't even think he's seen the second episode. But yeah, I like I said, I still have faith in the story of where they're gonna go with it. Until they show me something otherwise in the third episode, then I might be on the fence with it, and just pray that they keep the series long enough to the end of the series to add on to a second season so they can make it better. Which I can say for a fact that Arrow is better than the first season, and I didn't think that was really possible. I thought that Arrow was fleshed out very well, but the second season, oh man, they went there, you know? And so this is a great opportunity for DC with The Flash, with Constantine, iZombie, and better yet, woo, yeah, I got the first issue. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this. This is SCL0320 signing out. This is my review for Gotham on Fox. Check it out next Monday at 8 o'clock. Episode 3. Look at it. I'm going to go definitely do a review for it as well. Deuces, everybody. Peace.